Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, good night, good night, good night, good night. Welcome to another episode of our Males podcast. I know I was here last week, but we conducted an interview with Mr. David Brown. If you guys haven't watched it as yet, you guys could go and check it out. But tonight, we are back with our regular crew. We have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight because obviously we haven't been engaging with you all. So we decided that we wanted to bring a particular topic that we really want to shed some light on, and that is toxic masculinity. So that's one thing that we really want to talk about. We're going to dive into it. We're going to get deep into it, and we're going to talk about some toxic traits that we believe that we, the panelists, have, and things that have cost us our relationship in the past, or is even a hindrance to our relationship now. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and invite Ryan on. Good night, boss.
Good night, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good so far.
All right, wonderful, wonderful. Gio, how you doing, boss?
I'm great,
All right, wonderful, wonderful. And Mr. Levon, how you doing, G?
Wagon boss there, man. Good.
All right, so we're supposed to be joined by Vincent in a second. So I don't really want to start it without him because he's one who believes he has zero toxic traits. Him saying now nothing toxic about him. He's perfect man. Now none of that. So I want to wait on him to come on before we go ahead and talk about that. But there was something I believe that was floating around social media that I really wanted us to talk about a little bit. And I don't know if you guys see it, so I'll just highlight it. So there was a situation where a guy have a baby mother. I think she has 3 kids and his kid, like 4, right? However, man bring McDonald's for him son, right? And the woman cuss him out and I say, there's no possible way you can bring for only your son when 3 other kids are here. So, and I think I'll start with you, Ryan. And I want you to put yourself in that man's shoe. Do you think it was the right thing for him to do? Do you think it was the wrong thing for him to do? What do you think about it?
All right. When I first saw the video, I listened to both of them during the first watch and everything because I kind of want to hear exactly everything what go on.
All right.
And the first thing that came to mind when she was giving her side, the first thing I said, not sustainable. Then, a day or so later, I heard her side of it. And she was saying something about them when they were dating, he used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. However, that dating, yes, and him used to do it or whatever, and they are not together anymore. So at the end of the day, it would not be sustainable for him to be continuously buying 4 Happy Meals each time because that are 4 times whatever it costs.
Yep.
And I don't think he could have done it even if they were dating still. I don't think it's something he could have done consistently. Maybe he could have buy 2 and them share it or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
At the most, if they were living together for argument's sake.
Mm-hmm.
But some of the times, it's not going to be sustainable to continuously to buy 4 each time, even if they were dating. Much more, they are not dating.
All right. So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. So basically, I think it's something that I don't know what conversation they had prior. Maybe she talked to him before and said, look here, it don't look good. The children, they've got to fit them feel away, whatever it might be, and then still continue to do by the one and come there or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they had a conversation, maybe they didn't. Maybe she just flip out at the moment. We don't know. We only know what we see. But it's difficult to get up each time and buy 4 every time because the impression I got was that she wanted to do it every time. I'm not saying that he could not have done it every now and again and whatever, but it wasn't something that he could have done.
All right. So there was also another part of the video where he was saying, okay, since you don't want the other kids to feel jealous, send out my son. We go in the car, make him eat the food. When him don't eat the food now, you send him back inside with
That
the
not gonna
food.
work. Let me tell you why. Him going to back go like, oh, I just eat McDonald's, I had McDonald's, I had McDonald's. You know, finish there already. That
Uh,
not gonna work.
all right. So before I get Gio on, let me give my take on the situation. Listen, there have been a lot of times when I was a child, when we used to ask my mom for KFC, but me and one of my other mother friends' son I go home. And my mother would tell me no. I mean, I wonder why she tell me no. Still, I got a little bit old and I realized she was telling me no because at that point in time she couldn't afford to buy two. So since she can't afford to buy two, might as well she don't buy none. And the two will do without her, we just go wherever. So I'm saying that to say, listen, I understand your point when you say, Ryan, you can't buy four, it can't be sustainable. But you have to understand, in a situation like that, when you take up a woman, whether on get together or something, when you take up a woman with three kids before, you now can isolate those three kids, only focus on yours. Right? I don't think you can isolate them. So I think in that situation, I believe he was wrong. Right? I believe he was wrong. Right? If you're gonna buy instead of buying four happy meals, buy four single cheeseburgers. Four as $1 cheeseburger. Buy four single cheeseburger, make every child have them own little cheeseburger. Or just don't buy none. And just make the mommy cook a big meal
All
and
right. Your
everybody
situation
eats.
a little bit different still, you know.
Alright.
That that person, did they live with you?
No.
Exactly. So it's different. Them 1 year live, these siblings live together, all of them. Different fathers, yes. But then it also begs the question, what about those other children father?
Well, listen. As a man, Ryan, I don't think it's our responsibility to worry about the other children's father. That's just me personally, right? And I'm going to get Gio in because I say Gio, look, I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, but I just don't think it's our responsibility to say, hey, one to Timothy father, one to Dwayne father. I don't think it's our responsibility. If I'm talking to a woman who has kids and I'm bringing burger, may I bring four burgers. If I not bring
Yeah,
four
that's
burger,
I
may I bring
think it's
no burger.
sorry, I think it's different when if you're with the woman versus if you were with the woman. So if
All
you
right.
did there with her,
Mm-hmm.
if you are married, they are broke up is a different dynamics than if you're not still together. It changes, obviously.
All right. Let me hear you.
Well, first and foremost, when you are one man, you are one man, and when you are one boy, you are one boy. But most persons are gonna have different view as regards to the situation. The lady say in the video say when them in a relationship, him used to carry it, and since him not in a relationship no more, him stop carry the 4 meal him just a care for him son. That is bad. That is like really bad. That past mama man, like
Yep.
really past mama man. If it's a case where him tell her say yo, say I can't afford it. That time you could understand, but since you and the woman left, you care for your child alone. That's bad. That's really bad. Really, really bad. That's really bad. And then people are gonna say, so I'm to the kids them father. You can't look on that. When you that doing it there with her in a relationship, you never ask her warm to are you them father. Every man different still, That's what I can say. But most persons are gonna say, yo, she go look work and this and that. But she come and she talk her truth. She say when them did good and dandy, him used to do it. Now you and her left. A picnic and a food. If you can't find it, let's say, look, some can't find it, I'm going to give you some money and you prepare one meal. And then again, she look like one of them toxic woman there. So probably the man never think about that. Or if him think about it, him can't bring it across. But if God forbid me end up in one of them case there, me I go always there for the youth them. One matter if I'm my child or not. Me I go just always there for the youth them and I pitney that and a food. So that really look bad for you.
Yeah, like totally agree, Jay. Like I believe, listen, I believe if it's something that is going to affect the kids, then we have to do something about it. Like I don't care about the relationship or we have with the woman or we used to there, we're not there again, I mean or at odds or we at malice or we're not there on talking terms. If I'm going to that household and I know there are 4 kids in that household, there's no way. Just me as a man and just my principles and things I'm a stand for. There's no way we can only bring one meal and feel good in myself. So I only
I
bring one meal.
I'm going to share something with you guys. My previous relationship, the female had a son. Him father, financial wise, did it, but physical, he never did it.
Yeah.
But him father like spend money. Say when me and him mother relationship come to a halt, them time them day now, him day na 6th grade. No, him day na 5th grade. I go prepare to do the paper exam. And say look a boy go school and him nah do no work, And like the teacher asks him one thing and him nah talk. So like she send him down to the guidance school and say, look boy go down says what tell woman say.
Mm-hmm.
His mother and him stepfather left and it hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Right now me I talk about it and cold bone pull my skin. So
Yeah.
imagine a meal versus me and his mother in a day in a relationship again and it do him so much. And him fail him exam and his mother say my fault.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Mr. Vincent, are you here?
Yes, sir. You hearing me?
I don't know. Yeah, may I hear you, but yeah, yes, I'm hearing you, boss. So, Levon, before I get you on, let me just give Vincent a little rundown of what we're talking about. So, Vincent, there's a situation that was all over social media where a woman has 4 kids, right? And with those 4 kids, she have one for her brother, and the brother bring food for his son, and him only bring food for his son alone, and never bring food for the other kids. And she's saying there's no way she's going to accept that food because the other 3 kids are going to feel left out. So that is where we are, right? So I'm going to get Levon take on it, and then I want your take on it. Go ahead, Levon.
All right, so I heard what Gia said and all of that, and mind you, I'm not saying that I would do what he did and whatever not, but I don't think you guys are looking at it from the next angle. All right, what if it's the case that yes, he got a kid with this woman, they're no longer involved. However, this man is dating another woman now, and this woman has kids as well. So this woman that he's now dating, if you buy food for that the woman, they pick them same way because he's now the man in that family. So I think we should look at it from that angle as well. That we don't know if he has take up additional responsibilities just the same. And as Ryan pointed out, him being with her and taking care of her kids is way different from him not being there physically no more. So at the end of the day, yes, I wouldn't really support what he did, but I think we have to look at it and say it comes down to what a man feels comfortable in himself doing. Probably feels that hey, I will get a kid with you, so I'm going to take care of my kid. So that's my take on it.
Okay. All right, Vinny. Let me hear you.
Yeah. I remember the discussion going around, quite interesting one. And I mean, as Ryan said, the truth is, if you are with the person, then you are going to be the man of the house and take care of the responsibility. If you're no longer with her, then you still have your responsibility. The fact that you have a child or she has had a child for you. In terms of his responsibility for taking care of the other kids, that's a tough one, and I believe that will be left up to the individual determining what they will do. There have been men in the past where they and the female are not together and they will still contribute, you understand? But well, personally, I didn't like her response to it because she make it seem like he is obligated to take care of the other children, and I don't believe that it is an obligation. I believe he's obligated and have a responsibility for his kids. As to the other children, yes, he was in a relationship with her. Yes, it really looked away just to take food for your child alone. But what is it that you're gonna ask him to do for the rest of his life? If she doesn't find somebody else, those are his responsibility for the next 10, 15 years to school and all of that. I think about birth to have a son. What would I have wanted for my son? I probably wouldn't want that. So, I know that he has an obligation and a responsibility to his child. I believe then it is left up to him in terms of what he will do after that. You understand? And I guess sometimes the relationship also with the female will dictates how the man will probably decide to do things afterwards, right? But it's a tough one. I'm not sure I would have been doing that. Right? Even though I guess probably from before she have another child for me, 3 children, probably 3 different father.
Hey,
Can I ask a question? Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, sure.
Kems and Gio who agreed.
Yeah.
Does it stop at food in terms of where the other father where that other father is supposed to support those children? If he might bring clothes to his child, should he bring clothes for the others as well?
That's something different.
No, I'm not asking. That's something different. Is this we're talking
It's
about?
something different. That's clothes. Food is different from clothes.
So, I know food and clothes are 2 different items, but I'm speaking about how does it look?
Responsibility.
Does it look different? Does it look different for food than it does for clothes?
Of course it does.
In my eyes,
explain to me how it does. Explain to me how it does.
Let me show you. I'm going to show you how it does. And I'm just talking about food and clothes, not even with a child. You ever have $10 yet in your pocket? And you say, you know what? Boy, I want to buy that food. No, I don't want to spend. And what people always say, you can't mean to yourself with food, brother. Like you can't mean to yourself with food.
True that.
Clothes is a totally different thing. Clothes, listen, clothes you can do without clothes, boss. But food is
no. The reason why I ask this, because a lot of homes have children where one set we get the Nike, the Jordans, the game and the whatever, and then another side them sideline, so them feel some type of way. Food just like how food make them children can feel some type of way because them not get that type of food and the other one not get it.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing can be said about clothes, the same can be said about games, it can be said about various items, it can be said about tablets and all of them, something there. So that's why I'm asking, does it only stop at food? Where his support is to go, because him can bring game for him picnic and the other one them feel some type of way. So it goes right across the board at various items.
Yeah, but again, I think when it come out to food, I just think
so it stops at food.
Yeah.
It's support. That's what I'm asking.
Okay. So Candice is saying it's up to the man whether he wants to buy extra meals for the other kids. The fact that she's exposing him, as she said, speaks volume. Seems a bit entitled. And Michelle
that's how I see it.
Michelle is saying it don't look no way. He has no obligation to take care of her other children. So, listen, I'm not saying it's an obligation, but there are certain things, just as a man.
You say look away.
It just look
it look away. The truth is for me, look away for us carry one food. And
I'm not
I probably would swing by and say, may I pick up my son, so I soon carry him back.
I even do that.
If I know you're not have it for the rest, but I don't know. You see, the truth is, no matter how we spin it, and unfortunately to the children, those things always boil down to the relationship between the 2 adults. That's really the truth. So no matter how it's been, it boils down to that. Children get impacted.
Absolutely. All right. So as Vincent said, like if you pick up your child and say, may I bring him to a spin, and while you bring him to a spin, pull him belly and so, sure. But if you drop off, listen, Ryan, I don't know if you know, you see McDonald's up here, so very, very, very inexpensive, right? And a lobster.
I hear it's 750 for one.
It
For
depends on
when he
where you
buy.
buy.
That's
Or
what I
what you
hear.
did buy. Yeah, so 750, so times that by 4, yeah,
That's $30.
$30. You'll be
And
fine.
let me tell
Yeah,
you,
but
you know the other
no,
thing,
what I'm
you
saying
know.
though is that I don't know the man pocket.
No, but you know the thing about it too. I have a problem with her. She throw away the food. You understand? And what I'm saying, even if you have the 3 children, and as a mother, you say, all right, then tell you what, you carry one for the child. When him carry come, you say, all right, listen, me guys, things stay away. We're gonna split up this for all of the children. Them, you understand? But if it does that shit, when I say, oh, me not, the entitlement, it's like the man I work for you. It's like you understand? When I say, if it's it that it is tough, if it's it that you don't like it, then say, all right, then. All right, let we just split it up between everybody, even though him carry it for one. Can you have mothers who do that have children for several father? One father might contribute something and she just try and spread it across, because all the children are there. So she could have taken a different approach as well. You understand? So, I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
eh,
Kevin
eh,
Bernard is saying it's not just about look away. You try and make your child grow up in a positive environment without jealousy and envy. I think this is a brilliant point. I
And
think
I get where that is coming from, but
yes.
let us say she have 4 children, 4 different father, for argument's sake. And
Hold on, me
each
nah,
of
me
them,
nah, me nah cut you, no. Me nah cut you.
you have cut my man.
Well,
You
yeah,
have
You
cut
well,
see,
you
me.
and
did.
that's how that case there.
No, you have cut
That
me.
man they on him own. You see a woman have 3 different man, they go breed and make 4. No, brother.
I agree. I agree. I agree. Listen.
I
Yeah, I
like
mean, just say
I was
how
cheering.
the dynamics go in terms of the split, because it's going to be tricky. But then again, she the mother, she really supposed to know that part.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Listen.
know.
Listen. I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing any woman. We have a lot of kids. I'm not bashing any woman. We have 4, 5, 6, 7 baby father. But it's one thing I've always said. Me, I want my child with a woman when I have no kid. That's just me personally. So it's tough for the man, but if you decide, once you decide to go there, once you decide to go there, you must fulfill the obligation to that child. But as a man, me just say, as a man, it does look very bad. It look awful. It look awful. You look small. In that situation, you look small. And the fact that you're out there argue with the woman, you look even smaller. To me. Don't forget the food, boss. Like again, even if you buy a $7.50 meal for your son, let's say your son, so you have a particular favoritism to him, go off of the dollar menu and get the other kids in. $3 burger. Make them share the drinks
True.
and split
Yeah,
up the
So,
yeah,
food.
so it sound
that
like
is
you did in the
true.
man pocket,
That's
though.
that's true.
Listen.
I guess
All
I
right.
guess there's
So
some truth.
yeah, man. Like, but we can talk about this all night, but we only have an hour, if that. So I want to move on, and Vincent is here now. Even though his internet connection is a little bit cracky, I hope
Is
Yeah,
that
you
flow?
can.
Backward
that's it.
internet.
Like it's going in and out. It is. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Like you must pay internet bill before Sunday come, boss.
Yeah, man, backward internet.
But listen, so we're gonna move on, and we want to talk about toxic masculinity, right? I want to talk about that in great detail, and I want to talk about toxic traits as well. Have we ever had any kind of toxic traits that we believe played a role in our relationship ending in the past, right? We'll talk about in the past, and then we'll just leave it there. If you guys want to share a current story or you can do that as well. But I think, in the past, what toxic trait that, we believe that we had, and also what we feel about toxic masculinity. So I'll start with you, Ryan. Just give me your thoughts about toxic masculinity.
Well, I hear various different definitions of what people consider it to be, but when everything boils down, I think toxic masculinity is traits that are perceived to be bad in terms of I'm trying to find the right words here. Traits that can. By the way, can we just use the definition so it's easier?
Yeah,
We just have one definition working with.
Sure,
yeah.
we can.
Levon want
Yeah.
to talk about that definition.
I wanted
I think
Levon
that
to.
I think that would be better and easier.
All right, we can. All right, we can put up that definition. So, this say, based on what I'm seeing, it say, all right, Levon, I'm going to put it up. So it's loading. So when you put it up, then we can use this definition and base it everything. So it's a toxic masculinity involves cultural pressures for men to behave in a certain way, and it's likely this affect all boys and men in some fashion. Toxic masculinity refers to the notion that some people's idea of manliness perpetuates domination, homophobia, and aggression. So we can work with that definition there, Ryan.
All right.
Oh,
Do we believe that toxic masculinity exists in the Jamaican culture? Let's just say the Jamaican
Deeply,
culture.
deeply rooted.
All right,
You
give
know
me,
them
give.
big, you know them big tree there where you can't cut down.
Mm-hmm.
That's how rooted it is.
From plantation days.
So,
Yeah,
so,
man.
so, so, give me an example, Ryan. Give me an example of
All
where
right.
you.
Based on the definition, I will use the definition. It speaks about aggression, domination, and well, you know, Jamaicans supposedly homophobic, even though I don't hear them killing nobody, but yeah. But we are supposedly that, so that out of the let us take that one out. In terms of domination, we tend to be very dominant, and in terms of what was the other one? Aggression. You
Yeah,
realize we have a culture where if a man feel them own women, and based on that, we realize that a lot of times men treat women a certain way, or in terms of treating them like property. We see a lot of times man kill woman because him son her go school, or him give her money and she build a house, or him build a house for her and whatever, and she go kiss her next man, and them something there. So it is deeply rooted in our culture.
okay. All right. So, as it relates to being toxic, because I'm going to give everyone their time to talk about the toxic masculinity and also talk about their toxic traits. So, Ryan, I want to know what toxic traits do you believe, whether in the past or currently, do you believe that you possess, and do you think any of those toxic traits have added to any relationship failures for you?
All of them.
So, let's hear them. Let's hear them.
Dominance and aggression comes to mind because so, especially when I was younger, I used to believe in having the last word, or if I ask a question, I forget to answer no, and those kind of things. But as I've gotten older, I realized that you have to be a little bit more succinct, you speak, and how you speak to women and all of those kind of things. So you basically have to temper your aggression. Like let me use a cricket analogy. You bat, and so the pitch now play a certain way, you can't play shot off a certain ball. So you basically have to control yourself there. So something like that. You have to kind of temper your aggression, and you can't be a dominant in every situation that comes up either. You have to also take people's thoughts into consideration in terms of if they have a suggestion or idea on something. You can't just be about what you think. It has to also you have to also listen to their side and why they think what they think. So as I've gotten older in life, I have to kind of make certain changes along the line.
Let's just move from the quote unquote toxic masculinity now, and let's just talk about being toxic within itself, right? There are some things that there are some things out there that say that quote, toxic. I believe it's a word that is overused. I think every time a quote unquote new word come up, we always like to jump on it, and everything now becomes toxic. Or if you do this, you're toxic. If you do that,
Coming like simp. Everything
Yep.
is
Yep. absolutely, right? But all right, so let me give an example. Let me give an example about me, and then probably they can give an example about you. So Michelle is, but before, here's Michelle saying, Ryan, I want to have the last word too, and want an answer immediately. I suffer from toxic masculinity. Holy shit.
She suffer from toxic femininity, but we have never heard of that term, have we? We
No,
have
I think
never
she
heard
put
of
up.
we have never
I
heard
think
of
she said
toxic femininity.
earlier the term toxic masculinity comes from the feminists. The feminists or something like that.
Yes.
No, I agree. I
There's no
agree. I
such
agree
Yeah.
with her. I
it's a
agree with
made
her
up
because you have
term.
never heard of toxic femininity, so it's must be woman name again.
All right, all right, Ryan. So tell me, what would you call this? All right, so in my past, when I'm not interested in a woman, right, I don't want to be the one to leave the woman. So, listen, I can't. I don't know
Isn't
if you
that
ever.
isn't
I
that
don't
all
know.
men?
Listen,
Isn't
I
that
don't know.
all men or most men?
Hold on, no.
No.
Hold on,
Not
no.
Hold on,
all.
hold on,
So,
make him shoot, make him shoot, make him shoot.
Hold on, no.
Okay, all right, go on.
I don't know if I ever leave a woman in my life, but I think I leave enough in my life, right? If you understand what I'm saying. But listen, so I've never physically said it's over, but my actions show that it is over, right? Would you consider that? Because I believe that, listen, I like when women feel good about, listen, I like when people feel good about themselves, right? But especially women. Woman love say, yeah, man, I mean, left the boy. Yeah, the boy never, whatever. Them love say them thing, right? So, when I don't want to be the one to say, yo, it's over, I start either being withdrawn or, don't answer the call them or don't answer the text them or turn off the phone or say something that I wouldn't normally say if I'm interested in the person.
Yes.
Right? So would that be considered toxic masculinity, or or is it toxic within itself?
I don't
Um,
think so.
based on the definition, no. But if you ask the typical person slash woman, they would say, yeah, you're toxic. But personally, I would say no because I'm like that as well. So probably I have a bias where that is concerned. But then it is also about, I think it's us more soothing their ego
Yep.
because we don't want them feel bad and
Mm-hmm.
this and that. So you kind of withdraw. You kind of might say something to turn her off or something. She says it's over sooner than later. And then you say, okay, and your breather say a relief and go about your business. But I want to really throw that on a toxic.
Okay. Listen, I've had friends who tell women, who go as far as tell women, say they don't like women anymore. They like guys now. Just forget out of situation. So listen. Hey, but Vincent, let me get you in because we were having this conversation a little bit earlier, and you were saying that you have no toxic traits. You're not toxic at all. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Um, it comes back to, as we say, in terms of when I think about the word toxic, I think about something that is terrible, bad, totally bad. You understand? And even as Levon had put up earlier in terms of what they call toxic masculinity or those traits, I mean, and I blow my horn or anything, but I don't believe I exhibit those traits. I don't believe that's who I am. I believe for the most part in my life, I have been able to get along with pretty much anybody, most people. There's very few persons I can't get along with. So I wouldn't say that I have toxic trait. I do believe that there are aspects of me or behavior that I might exhibit that somebody might not like, based on who they are and based on how they operate. Just as though there are behavior that other persons have that I might not like, and I don't believe that it is because they are toxic. They are just ways that I like to operate, whereas another person might not like to operate that way. And I just say, well, if that's not my cup of tea, then I move on. But I am not going to say toxic because there are other persons who will live with it. And the truth is also when you are with somebody that you love, of course, it's not I don't love everything about everybody, just like how I don't believe everybody love everything about me. When you're with somebody and you're trying to come together as one, then there are aspects to your behavior that the person might not like, and based on how you feel about them, that you try to make effort to make adjustment or change. You understand? I don't believe that it is toxic. I look at toxic as in, and I guess probably it means a definition that is there where you have some persons you're in a relationship and you get angry and you start beat up the woman. It doesn't matter who I said. That is toxic. You understand? That is bad. But as we were discussing earlier, somebody might say, when I say something, I just say it and I don't. I'm not going to say that is toxic. You are going to have to learn how to communicate, because it can become bad and cause things to go terrible. But I don't know. Personally, I don't have toxic behavior. I don't believe I do.
All right. So
All
let
right,
me.
so Vin, what else can
Yeah.
things? Vinny, you're aware of Atline, right?
Outline?
Yeah, the radio show.
Yes.
What's their motto?
I don't remember. I never usually.
All
I
right,
know
so
about it.
all right, so their motto is, this is where the truth comes to live and the lies come to die.
No
Lie,
problem.
I tell you, you have toxic traits. You do, and I can point out one.
I, I hear you. I hear
All
you.
right, so let me tell you, yes, when you're making a point, Vinny, you're rather boisterous, and even when somebody say you're done, it's like you just want to get the up and you continue,
and
and you try to get another person's skin. That is
no,
a
but that
toxic
is
trait.
true. No,
Or,
that is
or,
true.
Hold on.
No.
Levon,
Vinny.
I
or in
believe
the conversation, I talk about
if
something else. I make you look like I same thing.
no. If I believe in something, I am going to voice it, and I am a passionate person, so I am going to voice it. People say it's emotional.
Vinny,
I don't have a
Vinny,
problem with that. I am going to voice it, just as though I
but
expect if
Vinny,
you
look at what I'm
believe
saying,
in
Vinny.
something, you must voice your opinion. And I am, and one of the things I don't do. This is why I don't believe it is toxic. Levon. I am never ever going to push my opinion down your throat, but I am going to voice it. I'm going to be vociferous. I'm going to voice it. I'm going to be, and you know, I come from a loud family, so it will be loud. So my time, sometimes I have a temper or my talk. But I am not going to push it down your throat. I will step back and say, okay, this is what I believe. You don't have to accept it, and I move on. But I am
All right,
never
so
going to
all
push
right,
it
so
down your
Vinny,
throat.
listen.
I
So
believe
listen, Vinny.
if I try to push it down your throat, that
You
is where it
select.
becomes
See
toxic.
there, Levon. See there.
Yeah, he's going to segue with it, but Vinny, look what I'm saying now, Vinny. All right, so you'll never push nothing down my
Yeah.
throat. Let's just get out of the way. But the thing with
Why?
you is that,
But you could never miss that.
but Vinny, the thing with
Gentlemen.
it is that, no. Vinny, look at it. What I'm trying to get across is that you might not see it as that, but what you have to take in consideration that the person that you're actually having a conversation with, they might feel a way about what you're doing, and you're going to keep on beckoning. And even the person is saying, "Yo, done, no man, done." Even give it the winning, say, "Yes, man, you win." And even when the man give it the winning, just still continue on it.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you're
man.
doing that, it's a toxic trait, fam.
Vinny now stop, man. Hey,
Sometimes it's
hey,
annoyance.
so Vinny, let me
Vinny,
ask
I
you.
behave like Stalin and Hitler.
Let me ask you a question, Vinny. So, have you ever been in a situation in your past where a woman has asked you, say, "Hey, I want you to stop this," but you're not feeling the woman, so as a result of that, you don't stop this because you say, "Well, probably this can drive her away."
Yes. So that's why when you said yes, I believe that we have been in situation in the past where you don't want to, unlike you, I probably have a little bit of some of that side where sometimes you don't really want person feel bad, so yeah, try to, not say outrightly X, you understand, and you might do certain things or disappear a certain way in order for it to understand where you're going. I think I have learned probably as I get a little older, and then them say with age you just say whatever your mind these days. So I've learned as I get older now, I have no problem saying, yo, this not where I will speak my mind more. You understand? As opposed I was younger. So yes, like you, I would have done some of those similar situations in the past in order to not make these persons feel bad.
Do you have any specific story you can share with us or what?
Uh,
All right, think about it. We'll get back to you.
yeah.
All right,
Mm,
all right, Gio. Come on now, boss. Let us know. Do you believe in yourself? Whether in the past, because now you're a changed man. So in the past, do you believe you had any toxic traits?
Yeah, I have toxic traits yet in the past
All right.
because
Mm-hmm.
as as you grow older, you see things from a different perspective and a different point of view, and certain things you are gonna try to let go. And it's the same thing as regards to uh, artist. Them say an artist is great as them last hit. So you're moving on to a different relationship. Certain things where you know say, cause if I move to a different relationship, you're not gonna do it or you're not gonna continue it. To wait name the for that relationship the end. But then again, some people tag everything right now where a man do as toxic. And the next thing to some female really not understand what a man being toxic, because a man can verbally abuse a woman now. She not see it nowhere because he not beat her. So you have to look on it from both ways. But as you say in the past, me have things where I do where toxic, and even now, me have things where I feel like say yo, it toxic. Because some of my time, my girlfriend, she have a, let me tell you, me kind of stay away now. Me see things and me look and observe on them something there, and then me probably like say it to her, and then when she want to talk about it, me no want to talk about it.
Facts.
So me
Facts.
probably like
That's
Yara.
sick.
I am the king when it come on to give somebody one answer for shut down a conversation when
Yep.
them a try start. I'm the king for that. And you guys, you say something say as regards to a female, you try stay far from her and all of them something. No, but nah do that. Me and Lisa Sizzler, me I get to the point. If it over, it over. Me nah go shy around and them something, because them thing they just entertain, make it just seems wrong, because you don't want her. You hide from her, probably she'll say you're busy, she still a car, still a car. Remember, you know, when a woman really into a man, you know, she gives 70 missed call in a 10 minutes, you know. So you have to
Brawling.
look on all of them something there, you know. And then Kems,
Yep.
a Florida you there, you can't try that to the Yankee girl. Worse if she want you. She
You know,
find your yard, come mash down your place, spray by your car and all of them something there. So me I go be the man where me I go say things and people look on it and say, oh, you're harsh and this and that, but that's just me, that's just my persona. Me I go just tell you the truth. Me I go sugarcoat it. Diabetes a kill whole heap of people. Me I go tell you the truth. Yo, you do that, you're wrong. That's just me. So people are gonna say, yo, me toxic because me aggressive and them thing there. Aggressive in a sense of telling you the truth. So that's just me.
okay. All right. I respect it and I agree. I agree with elements of what you just said. I'll get back. You have two things I want to get back to, but I want to hear Levon first before I get back to that. Levon, go ahead, boss, because we know you are Mr. Toxic.
All right, so one thing that Jay just mentioned that I actually agree with. Me, I tell a person, man, nah, go have the other day, I say, one day if me and the boy still in a thing. No, me I go cut to the chase, me I go get to the point like a decimal and tell a point blank, say, yo, eat this. Yeah, it might have go hurt you and all them things, but just I go tell you the truth, say, yo, if it's done, it's just done. All right. I think I have toxic trait. Well, not probably know as much as I did back in the past because, as Ryan said earlier, I think I was controlling in a sense like it's my opinion that matters. I don't care what you want, but just shoot it down set speed. Don't have no time for listen to that. So yeah, you might voice your opinion and still I go stick to what me say. That was me. But now I'm kinda learn well, not kinda. I reach a point now that I start learning to respect people's opinion and if it makes sense then I give a thought. If it doesn't, I go shoot it down. That's who I am and it's because I'm straightforward. Is it something that I'm working on? Yeah. Have I reached a point where I can say yeah, I'm confident and comfortable with where I'm at with it? No. I think there's a lot more to understand in regards to those things. And I think there's certain things that we don't actually realize that are toxic. I mean, as a point out, I'm the sort of person that if there's an argument, yes, I'm going to try to solve it, but if I keep on pressure the situation, I'm going to walk you out. And then there's going to be a closure, and you're gonna bring it up back, and you're gonna walk out again. I'm the sort of person that I love to make my point, and when I make my point, if you want to continue to beat up your teeth and come after that, that's on you. You're going to argue with yourself, not me. So people might
Absolutely.
see it as being toxic, but I wouldn't see it as that way. But yeah, females see it as that.
All right. So I'm going to mention some stuff, and if we have done it in the past, I just want a little raise a hand, right? Because I'm going to show you how. You raise that already?
No.
All right. You're with a woman, and this is all in the past because we are changed men.
Yeah, naturally.
In the past. No. So I don't know if my girlfriend watching this. But anyway, we're gonna do so, right?
It's the past.
It's the past, right? Let me just emphasize on that. It is the past. So let's say you have a woman, but you're unsure about the woman. So you make sure say you have one in the chamber. You have a side piece ready. So if this woman mess up, you know you can jump to the next woman right away without any break. Have we ever done that? No, Gio? No, Vinny?
Man, I wouldn't say side piece. I mean, in the past, you have spoken to more than one woman.
Yes, so that's what I'm asking.
Side piece. Yes, I have.
But do you have another woman? So in case your relationship don't work, you can bounce back on another woman.
It has never really been in case of. It just unfortunately happened. No, it's not about an toxic. No, because remember, you can't have in case of, and then unfortunately you can just have more than. You understand? So it's not even in case of, because it's not even like you say, well, if this done, then that I'm a fall. No, it's not a fallback.
All right. So another thing. We have had sex with a woman. The sex is not good, but we say it's not you, it's me.
Gotta go with your brother, cause nobody else can go with you.
If I was the cast, either in a group chat with our friend, me I tell you, it never work out. You don't know if you're overweight or what, it no work out.
No, that never happened to no.
Games them not understand. You just have to take one. You just have to take one. It happened to you. You just have to take one for the team and just you bear the bad name and move on.
Listen. I've had sexual relations with a woman, and it was bad. And she was like, obviously the boy no respond or it's supposed to respond. She has said, what's going on?
Brother, then why never elaborate on anything? Yeah, now that elaborate.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that level. You can't do that. You just have to fall. You just have to fall back by your sword and you just have to take it.
Vinny, no, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, man, listen.
Yeah.
So Ryan, that never happened to you yet?
Not in that way, but it happened in a similar way, but not that exact way.
Yeah, man. You have to. Sometimes you have to take. You have to take the one, man. Yeah, you have to take the one. Let me think on another one. I think we all agree on the fact say we have not been interested, apart from Gio, because Gio seems straightforward and level on as well. But we have not been interested in a woman, but we keep her around because she probably loves us more than we love her.
Nah.
No. Oh, the box.
No, so not that. No, not that.
Me and Vinny toxic.
I'm not toxic. But you see, for me, Kems, I look at it like this. And I think Levon was mentioned it earlier that I mean you're in a relationship and all of us, because different persons respond to things differently. And I have had to learn that. And even with Levon, where he will say he will just say what he have to say and then don't talk. you will meet a woman where we just accept that. You say what you have to say, she say what she have to say, and it done and move on. That is not toxic in that relationship. You understand? Because both of them accept that. That's who they are. But in another relationship now, that become toxic in the sense that the communication doesn't flow, the person feel a particular way. So now you have to change and adapt. You understand? So I guess it is based upon that why I am saying I don't
You consider
consider it toxic.
passive aggression to be toxic?
Passive
Absolutely.
aggression? Yes,
Absolutely.
it is. Yes,
Okay.
it is. Yes, it
All right.
is.
All right. So I have another one. And don't lie now, gentlemen. Don't, Gio, I know you don't raise your hand, Don't lie now, gentlemen. So I have another one. We look a girl, then we see our friend, we realize we look the wrong friend, so we try to divert and stop talking to that one, so you can go to the friend.
Not even when me a pitney, me a do that. I know me a big man, me worse than I do that.
Hey, listen.
Yeah,
But Jay, that's the point. Jay, hold on, Jay. Jay, that's the point we are bringing across. You were talking about when you were younger. When I mean to know, brother, you're a great one, rusty man right now, brother.
No, listen, I say, I never do that when me a pitney. So not even when me a big man, but now I go do that. Yo, female will pre you for that. You scare a woman for life when you do that.
Listen, Gio, in that time and space, boss. Like, I not think about Scar or none of them something.
Gio born in them 30s,
And then again, I have a type. I always have a type. But since I get older, I stick to my lane and I stick to my type. If somebody tell my girlfriend no, say, say I see him with a slim girl, she say, oh, no, I'm friend that.
And I am that,
see him with a thick girl, yeah, man, I'm woman. So, yeah, brother, I know my type.
Nah. But Gio, what try I get at now, Gio? So, say you look at a girl, seeing her friend never in the equation, none at all. No, so she out of port right now. And then all of a sudden, let's say she's outside of Kingston, the girlfriend come from Kingston, seeing the girl that they with now. Now, boom, friend pop up now, come from down a country and come in at Kingston. I see two of them apart now. I look and say, but now I still know the friend look hotter than the girl me talk to, That's the scenario I try to play across in the brother. So try to play it off with the one that you actually talk to now in order to get her friend. You never encounter that yet, brother.
Never, brother, never.
Bro,
never.
Listen, man, my mate.
I can't tell you when me encounter me, say, yo, that scare me. When me younger, mature one partner with my auntie and carry a girl on a date, go watch movie. And I carry her a car, I carry up a sovereign, brother.
Yeah.
And when buy popcorn and thing, when movie done, good girl say, can't have a relationship with you, because your friend when you walk with at school, the two and just walk man now and get be in trouble.
Damn.
Brother, that scare me for life.
Damn. I know it still scare you.
That it not scare
me. Life,
me still hold on.
Yeah, it's still scary, man. Your man talk about this with passion.
Oh, well, all right. You see the things them we like who no get like who in that look pan and say yo this and that rough. When we're in 8th grade, we make the Pepsi team, and the coach bench me, the man bench me. The man tell me say my mom play now match up a Harden and make my school girlfriend come there. And man say hold on, I tell you say me I make you play a carry girl. You rub the bench. Some bench the whole season.
Damn.
So when I look
what again? Cricket, right?
Where is it? No,
cricket.
Football.
So when I look on, me have got you some rough things.
Listen.
All right. So I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm saying, I direct it to you, Kim, and then next man can chime in. So, I watched this podcast yesterday, Zane.
Yeah.
The same video I sent you. Have you guys ever been in a position that you probably try to talk to a girl and then the girl reject you, or I talk to a girl and she give it to an ex youth where that ever reach you?
Listen.
She named Santana Walker. She a Christian now.
You say, man.
Brethren.
Hold on.
You can't do that.
No.
Really good as a brother.
No,
No,
but hold
that's
on.
very toxic youth.
I thought more
Toxic behavior.
Yo, I thought I'm confront her about still. We get to all I will talk about it now.
So you're saying Levon, that if a girl ever reject me and then go give it to somebody who I know, all heap of time. I don't know one time, I don't know 2 times. All heap of time. Listen, man. Let me tell you, man. They all have girl on me. Listen, when me, I know I'm a really sexy guy right now, but I was not always this sexy. I'll tell you that. I wasn't always this sexy. I wasn't always this handsome, right? When me I go high school, boss, the things that mom and dad ever go on for me was play sports and me have a lot of confidence. Those 2 things. My ear rolly, them call me Mr. Peppers. My ear rolly. My face bumpy, my full of teenage bump. My skin ever oily, like me just never have it. See? But me have a lot of confidence. So and I play sports and make a move off her Ketty. And she give me vibes and thing. She give me vibes until she meet my friend. When she meet my friend, film face always wash her evening time. Them man they not playing no sports. Them man they pants well sealed. Listen, man. And the man come to me. And the man said, dog, as a bridging, she want to give it to me boss. What me for do? I say, take it boss and tell me how it go. Cause she done with me, She not take no more texts or no. So those things. So listen, man. Those things have happened to me in the past, and
You ever see the meme with the mask over the face, the smiling mask over the face, and the real face, I cry.
Yeah.
That was Kems when him said, "Take it, man."
Yes,
yeah, man. I'm ask him now, so you don't jump the story. So Kems, after that happened, and let's say the virgin did end up get it, right?
Yeah.
All right, so after him get it, and I come back to you and say, yo, bro, say, right there. How you did feel at that moment? They might tell you how it got.
Listen, man. It's not a good feeling. You see me? But them time as a thugs, you have to tough it out.
Yo, nobody tell me that, man. You're emotionally damaged.
No, man. No, listen, no. In the moment when you tell me,
You know what I find interesting, and it's true. I mean, rejection is something that as human beings that we all go through. And I think sometimes, even as Kems you're talking and we're laughing sometimes, we're not talk about it as men. Women more tend to talk about being rejected. Because part of the whole issue of rejection, I'm move emotional. Just sit down, like how Kems say, you have to tough it out, you understand? And tug it out. But it is something that we all... And you have to just hold it and hide it, especially as a man. Because you think
we don't talk about it because we expect to get it?
No, we don't talk about it because as a man. No, because as a man, you are expected to, as Kim said, tough it out and tug it out. I'm gonna laugh after you.
No, Vinny, between, may I be honest with you, between the ages of 15 to 17, I expect to get rejected 100% of the time. My warm brother. Warm body. Nah, hide that.
Yeah, so the Shabba man can really fit it in, brother.
Yeah. Kems. Hold on, Kems. You are talking about warm. Me did warm, but me used to have a whole heap of swag, whole heap of finesse, but guess what? Them used to call me super virgin.
Super
virgin. Super brother. Super virgin.
Listen, man. Gio, every day I thank God for puberty.
Puberty, man. Yeah, man.
I thank God for, from a little beard, just so. I thank God for the ability, for just change my appearance to suit me. Because In my high school days, boss, it did rough. You know, if I never for sports, I'm a little confidence.
Kim still
But
walk.
say a girl me clean up my house already and sweep up yard, take up rubbish.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
house freshener with the Indian man pan it, the purple thin one.
Yes,
Done that
man.
in a house and the girl tell me say her cousin that play with me and her text me and never she.
Jaja.
Jano.
Yeah.
Go see how you take a stone or a gum go pill now.
No, me never do that. Me never do that. Me never do that. Me never do that.
But my follow-up question to my answer there, Zine. So let's say I get rejected and all of that. You ever click in your head, say, you know what? Since I got rejected, you have some females out there that might be interested in you now that you have a little thing I go on for you. But because you remember them rejection day in the past, you say, you know what? Me need to reject back some people. So yeah, you know for your fact you're not interested in the girl. But because of the rejection I get in the past, you say, alright, take the number and everything. Start talk to her when she start make advances, you reject her. Never do that.
You know
No.
say me nah go
No, I
say me
never do that.
never do it
Yeah,
no.
but
But
yeah, I play them game.
me
And
a,
just
me a go
solely on the basis of me getting rejected in the past.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're asking?
Basically.
No, I've never done it. No, I've done it.
I'll say
alright.
And not
this.
the go ahead.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
Kems, during my youthful days growing up, me they have 10 lifetime crush. No iron in the world can press out them crush them. You see, out of the 10, about 6 of them right now, them crush up. Like crush up. Them not crush, them are crush. Them are crush back then, no, but no, them crush up. Me have to wonder, yo, like, what really go on? Like, what really go on? But
Oh, I
I
love seeing
just saw
that now.
life go.
I love
Eh?
seeing that. I
No,
love
me not.
seeing that.
I don't. Me not love see it, you know.
I guess
Me
me
not.
toxic the way there.
Yep.
I know something I love see. That's not something I love see.
Yeah,
Like
man. You
me,
reject me. You reject me and I look and you mash up now. Yeah, man. Good to you.
that's not something I love see.
But you know that
But
generally in high school days, if you look at it growing up, you realize that most of the girls would have probably consider say, yeah, they're hot and you probably crush on them.
Yeah, the
When
mash up.
puberty come and them reach to a adult stage, you realize they mash up and the one them we never used to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
And them one day not being that girl them.
yeah,
How is that man?
and it might sound a weird, but most all right. You see, most youth whether go school with me, whether wear tear up body pants, the whole of them man they more progressive than me. The whole of them more progressive than me. Me I tell you that. The whole of them
Yeah, okay. They say
and
they
next
focus
thing
on
too.
the swag.
Yeah, and the next thing too, like most people where you see and I say, yo, they know say them are gonna make it in a life, this and that. I want them who cast out in a school called don't say and them thing there. Them a make it out, like real make it out. Somebody said something to me once and I true, you know. Like my cousin if I do him schoolwork and his mother like it a pressure him and all of them thing there. Our friend come over the house and say, you know, have to do that thing because it's when him start go evening class, he might go take more school more serious because of fee money I spend. So just do what you do now, but just look out for the ricochet there. And that happen.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Levon. You have 3 girls specifically who did reject me back in high school. And when you start live a different life and you start make some money and you start have some clothes and you start drive some car, me personally, I don't know about another man, but me personally, I had to go back for those 3. Some reject people based off of the fact that I was rejected in the past, but I had to go back for those 3 to make it even. Alright, let's have to go back for them. Hey, remember me, and go
So you're
back for them.
toxic.
And
So
Petty.
yeah, so me have that trait
Petty.
there too, because alright, just like I mentioned, Kim. Remember, I just left high school and everything. Then no said the man I got up and he's like a broke pocket boy. I just left high school, so
Mhm.
there was this girl at my place, and yeah, she in her 20s then time. Then I'm at 17. And I said, yo, if we just say now, I look at my point blank and say, you have money?
Yeah.
I said, yo, I said then, alright, I left from countryman 19, I think, 18, 19, and come to Kingston. Go out down the boat when I'm 22. Chasing me now. What happened, Raj? You can't give me this. So, you never me better reject me. Yeah, man, I still carry them feelings, them man.
No man, petty. Petty is
Listen,
fun.
Me know,
no
me know
man,
why you know, brother.
no man, no Raj. No, want you know. No
Me
want
know,
you
me
know.
know why you.
Listen. I will wine and dine you from now till next year, and after whatever, then we'll move on. But let us move on now, cause it don't pass an hour and we have to go, right? So, but the last thing I want to talk about on a more serious note. Have we ever, these quote unquote toxic traits, these bad traits that we have took from our past into now, have we evaluated our past failures to use it to propel us to be better men, to be better husbands, to be better boyfriends, to be better fathers? Have we done that within ourselves where we search within ourselves and say, hey, I was bad here? I mean, that don't mean say we're going to be perfect now, But have
Yeah.
we used those things in order to make us be better? And, I think this will be our last say on it, so I'll just go around the board, and I can start with Ryan. Is this something that you have done, and how has it improved for you?
Boy, so many time I look back and say, boy, I'm a little fool. That's something we do or say or what have you was really stupid. But I mean, being at that age, your life experience was not that much, so you make those mistakes because of that. And those kind of mistakes kind of lead you to learn that, boy, that was stupid, don't do it again. This is what you should do going forward. And then you try to move from that. You try to use that to learn, to propel you to be better, or you try, or if you can't cut out the mistake fully, you try to make less of those mistakes. So, you're not going to be perfect, so because there's always learning to do. So you try to learn from the mistakes you know of.
Okay. So also, Ryan, do you think that from that time until present day today, do you now believe that you are ready to be a husband to somebody? Or do you think you still need a little bit more work? Now, we just have to be honest.
Financially, yeah.
Financially, yeah, but how about the other aspect of it?
No, I'm just saying that financially, that is the only place I see where I need more work.
Or financially.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. All right. So you are one of those guys that say, hey, I have to be financially stable enough before I get a wife.
it makes sense.
Okay.
Before I'm married.
Or before you're married. Okay. All right.
Alright, so Kim, they can sell him now. So females, Ryan is on the market. So
Oh,
if any of you interested,
Which one?
absolutely.
Coronation?
And, and, li- and listen. And Kish say more warm. Ryan is not warm, Kish, and he's single. Not a, he want to jump off the truck, so he's available and ready. So all the
he
ladies
losing
out
he
there,
losing chance, because she kick him to man.
Ryan can't make up for that, man. Ryan is out. Oh, oops. Ryan can't make up for that. All right, but Vinny, let me go to you. Obviously,
Hmm.
we call you, the grandfather of the show, right? And not because of your age, but for me, it's just a wisdom. And I've told you many times, I love having you on, love talk to you, whether privately or in a public space. Just
But
love to pick your brain and the knowledge that you just impart on me person. You get what I say? So when you see me trouble and them things, nobody feel just a trouble, right?
and the truth came, the man there from 1925, so you know much things the man that can impart power, brother.
True, man.
So,
True, man.
Vincent, as it
Eh,
relates to, obviously I know, as human beings, we're always growing, we're always learning, right? The learning never stops, right? And I just want to ask you personally. I know you say you don't have any toxic traits or anything, and obviously you're currently in a relationship and you are in love. How do you go about? If you can probably tell us, how do you go about ensuring that your partner is in a quote unquote safe space with you? Is it that you do a monthly evaluation, or I don't know. What do you do in order to ensure that you are in a good space as a man with your partner?
Um, I mean, I know I evaluate myself from time to time. I will look at my response to situation. I tend to do that. I will look at my response to pretty much any situation that occur. Sometimes it might happen in the day, and you look back at it and you're like, could I deal with that differently, or you could have, and not just with my partner, with anybody and all relationship, whether work wise or otherwise. I tend to do that. Who I am now and who I am 20 years ago is totally different night and day in terms of my response and how I behave and stuff like that. One of the things I try to do with my partner is to really understand who she is, understand what is it that makes her tick, so to speak, for want of a better word. But you try to open the lines of communication where you really try to talk through stuff. You understand? And I try to listen, even though you guys sometimes just say what I have to say. I really do try to listen. What she's saying, and part of the thing or part of the growth for me is that I have come to understand that um I might not I might not I might what you are saying is might not be something that is me, but I try to understand that it's you. And even though for me it might not trouble me, I try to understand that it bothers you or it troubles you, and I try to do differently. Not going to get it all the time, not going to do it right all the time or stuff like that, but you do try. You understand? So that's a person understand that. All right, if it bothers you, I care. You understand? So for me, there is a lot of growth, personally speaking, as you that say, Kims, about your life. When I look back, sometimes you wish, and I hear even Ryan say it, sometimes you wish you had some of this wisdom earlier. It makes your earlier relationship, you probably could have done some things differently. You understand? And you just have to just utilize that, accept that, that would have been part of why some things didn't work the way it did, and you try to do differently now. And I guess that's all we can do. You understand? As best as we can, just try to do differently.
All right, definitely. One question before I go over to Gio.
Mm,
Um, one of the biggest complaints that I've heard about myself is that, and I think Levon alluded to it earlier, is that shutting down quickly, right? Listen, once an argument come up, boss, me and I try to talk about it, and if it have go on too much, I just shut down. Shut down so phone get hung up, not in our ears, of course, but we just say later, and then tomorrow me not text you, the next day me not text you, the next other day me not text, and if she don't text, then we just basically not talk again. And I know, and I'm not saying that to say I am proud of it, because obviously I am not, but what do you think
mm-hmm.
as a man? Do you think that comes from a egotistical standpoint? Do you think it comes from, or do you think it comes from? Because
Um,
when you look back at it,
yeah, I'm not sure if it is just ego. Sometimes it's with temperament. In terms of who we are, sometimes we're short. Sometimes I can get short too, and I have to remember that and try not to be. I just know that it is bad. If nothing kills your relationship like shutting down. You understand? Because the truth is, and this might sound cliche, other persons might say, but it is the truth. Um, Communication is like the gas to an engine. You have to communicate, and especially when things bad, you have to communicate. You understand?
but
In fact,
Vincent, it is,
mhm.
but Vincent, it hard, brother. Like,
Yeah, man, no,
listen.
it's not easy, bro. No, it not, because not even for me, bro. Me not even gonna make it sound like it easy. It not easy because sometimes, especially if you're hurt by the thing, you just don't want to have nothing to say. You understand? But
Mhm.
you have to figure out a way to communicate. You understand? And the truth, though, you also try sometimes for one the person to understand you, because you want to communicate, but also the time to communicate is important. Because if you're hurt and you're angry, you might say something that you don't necessarily mean, but you say it out of anger, and then it creates bigger problem. You understand? So sometimes, if it's even saying to the person, listen, I am going to talk to you, but just give me a 3 or 4 hours. Just give me a half a day. Let me just think it out. Because this is a part of the communication now. Give me a half a day. Let me think it out so that I can say it properly so we don't say things that is wrong. You understand? And then if the person respect you and things happen, then she will say, okay, you understand? But you can't just shut off and lock off and gone in the darkness. Because when you come back, you might come back to things even bigger than how you left it when now you are ready to talk about it. You understand? But bossy, I can't tell you the exact way how to do it, but communication is just key. And communication sometimes, as I say, is not just talking now, but just trying to get the person to understand this is the space that I am in now. I am begging you, I am asking you, give me a half a day. But don't just disappear and gone in the silence. Because that if you think about it for yourself, if somebody just disappear and gone in the silence, you take that hard as well. You understand? So then,
I'm glad I went there enough because I'm just going to point out it's not necessarily just relationship alone. It's like an overall life experience.
Right.
Because I have a female friend where one man I'm getting an argument over some foolishness, really, and then like based on what them say are probably where the argument will lead, like the back and forth. Like me reach a standpoint right now in my life where I think I've gone through way too much back and forth to still do that. I go through too much as a teen to keep and do that right now. So I'm gonna defend that mentally wise. But I have this friend where and I have disagreement and well bro, they keep now week. I 1 week Mr. Pass and no communication. And I mean one time I take up the phone for like even go up on the chat, write a message, delete it back. Don't say it. Take out the phone for call, don't call.
True.
And until she reach out, that's when the conversation starts again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it comes down to us in terms of I think it's a mixture of things. As Vinny pointed out, temperament. I think sometimes that's why I do what I do. It's before me you go in the argument and go deep into the argument before me you start get off and then I know I'm gonna say something that will hurt you. But just shut down and just don't say nothing at all because I don't want to piss you off more than how you already pissed off.
Yeah.
So it comes down to temperament and it also comes down to ego. We don't want to be the one to say, hey, let us reach out.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's how men are generally.
And I give you an example, just as I said, there's a brethren, and one of my brethren, my consider my brethren, where I come from high school. You understand? Me and them Monday, you understand? And the other day, me and him have a heated little discussion we last about 1 2 days, because there's a little man who don't like Lego things. So not talk about me, no meet him, you understand?
You meet your
and we were yeah, man, I'm a match man. Sometimes I have to say to him, yo, me done. And the first man ever cut off a phone call because he wouldn't done. You understand? Yeah. And the other day, and I said some things and he said some things, and you could see that, you know, it did hurt him. And, you know, and even though I probably did things about, you know, I true, I know you, so I know what I say. And, you know, him said some things and realized for about a week, which no normally happen. Just we no text, we no send a little joke, nothing. You understand? I'm take up the phone and I say, yo, bossy, what go on? You know, next, you have to just try and, you know, we take time and talk about now and stuff like that and things like that. So, and not just your relationship is, as Levant say, right across the board, it's something where you have to practice and something where you have to do, you understand? And especially in your relationship, because the truth is not, in a relationship, that person have the ability to say things that will hurt you more than anything else. You understand? And just as Levant said, my girlfriend and we talk, and sometimes some little conversation, I have to say, stop. Don't let us have a discussion, or don't let because you realize that it might go in a direction that is, you understand? So sometimes you try shut down some things and then open the real line of communication. You understand? And that's the big thing, bro. I can't tell you the exact ABC to how to do it, but you have to figure out a way if you just open the lines of communication. You understand? Because when we say it are the fuel, it are the fuel.
Yeah. And I'm going to get Gia in here, but Vinny, I totally agree. Like, and Michelle was asking, why I love ghost people. Michelle, I don't think I love it, but it's just something will happen, right? And it happened to man, it happened to woman. Like, I've had brethren where them stay just like me ghost them ghost me, and up to this day, years now we not talk over foolishness because the two of we are ghost each other. Nobody now take up my phone and I say, yo boss, you vex, we just leave it where it's at, and then we just not talk, and then it's awkward now, 3-4 years later, who gonna take up them phone and say, yo boss, you are gone. It kinda
But you know, say it's a Kim's problem though.
huh?
I think it's more Kim's problem now because more while let's say this brother than Kim, your messages man and even 1 week past and the man answer to the message, the man said, Bombard, the message me dog. So it's more you thing.
No man. No, so sometimes with that, sometimes I really not see the message for real, or I just overlook it. But like if alright, say for example, if me and so like as someone may actively work, man. So if me and one on ever have an argument, 90% of the time I gonna reach out to Uno because of someone may actively try to work, man. Because it has destroyed a lot of, I guess I don't know if I can call it good friendships or great friendships if we're no longer friends, right? But the little click of me have now, more would really want to lose a friendship with none of them. You understand what I'm saying? And listen, we talk about sports, we talk about life, we talk about everything. We're bound to get in a conversation, especially if the end of this year come and something not something will know say things are gonna get really heated. So we just want to make it known, say like, if we ever get in a little heated thing, boss, if we're not see to reach out in a one day, best believe me, I gonna reach out the next day
No,
and we're
but
gonna
but but,
squash
but
it.
here what though, Kim, here's the thing before you get to jail. The thing
Yeah.
that with us you know, is that even though we have a little group, these people on the street want to know about, but if you realize that no matter how man go back and forth with a man, how far down the line I see him to a man that in a peaceful conversation. So I
Yeah.
understand the levels of how things are. I think it comes down to maturity and understanding who you're around. That's what it comes down to, fam.
Yeah, here is and before Gio come on, put up Kish comment there. Because I guess Kish is going through the same thing as well. Sometimes I find it hard to reach out first. It's sad. Pray for me, please. We'll have Vincent, Josh, or Levon pray for you. Or
Kish
all
that
three,
life.
or all three of them can pray. All right, Gio, go ahead, boss. Gio, you said that, obviously currently you're in a committed relationship, and so, um, is there anything that, you brought from your past relationship where you say, hey, I cannot bring this into this. I have to make sure, say, but fix this before I go into anything else.
Yeah. As to me, I guess me that wait him there. No, I kind of put my ego up on a diet. Me that feed it too much back then, so that cause a whole heap of problem. So certain things I really like do different now. So me as well I stated, I always like want to have the final say. Me
Uh,
always want to have conversation for my time. Me always want to discuss things for my time. So them things there are things where I like drop. And then again, I bring a human being in a world. More like my daughter like can highly look up to her father and say, yo, say was raised by a king for be a queen herself. So there are certain things where I really have to look on and sit down and try deal with the right way. I don't know if me I push myself too much or me I grade myself too hard, but there's a lot of things lately but I try my best, I not do. And I not
absolutely.
try say. And certain habit, I try like cut out. And then some of the time, me tell you see with me will say me have the final say and throw it at my girlfriend. She not talk to me for all 2 days. And them think there's something when me I try to cut out. Or something when me I try to cut out. And from me a youth I grew up, that's how me stay. Me not gonna be the one for run come fight you first, but me can set things for you run come fight you and we have a fight. So them things are things when me kinda like a cut out. So
All right.
yeah.
You're really glad, I'm really, happy that we can come to a space where we can know the things that are hindering us from, being that much greater. And obviously that we're all actively working on them. Levon, I don't know if you want to add anything else before we go. We did want to do an hour, but we're there 1:24 right now. So we have some homework to do as
Honestly,
per usual.
All right, I don't have nothing to add and to say it was a great discussion once again. Learn from the man that was born in 1925 and all that. Learn from the one that we call the strict one, the politician, and of course the man that generally bring
Born
the
in
jokes to
them
the show.
30s.
Yeah, man. G himself. So once again, a healthy discussion, man, and I just hope that we keep on getting better as males. That again, we want to be role models for other men. Want to be best of fathers that we possibly can when we get there. Because as you said, if here come and certain things happen for certain man, we're gonna beat them. But separate apart from that,
Yeah.
I just want to say, man, big up to everybody that has been part of the show so far, man. I would just look forward to keep on growing and getting better each week that comes by. So big up to the people in comments and big up to all of you gentlemen.
All right, don't know, boss. So next week,
Yes.
next week Sunday we'll have an interview with Ryan best friend. So we'll be promoting that, and then after that, the following Sunday.
No, I want to ask something before we cut.
Yeah, go
Uh,
ahead.
is it a case where it's only males you guys interview?
No man, we're gonna bring in some females as well. You want to interview your girlfriend?
No, my girlfriend don't like that. But
Or
there, you remember when he that interview a friend, him said there was this female we come from Taspen, we do our masters and she do our PhD. Is somebody we know. So maybe you want to know if it's a case you are just male alone in the interview, come that shut her a message and find out if you have the time.
yeah,
Should I
man.
get her up on the show?
Yes,
One
man.
of them girl left me away. No sugar daddy, you know. We
Yes.
carry her through school and then thing there.
Yes, man.
Jano, we are gonna- we're gonna think-
Make it
No.
happen.
Yeah,
Them
man,
girl
Gio,
let
make
talk
it-
it, brother. Them girl let talk it on Facebook.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
The new.
Gio, we have a slot. Let me tell you from now, Gio. We have a slot. We have a slot that's open. Let me tell you the exact date. We have a slot that's open July 31st.
31st.
So yeah, so if you can get her for July 31st, you know, because we do 1 week interview, the next week we have a panel discussion, the other week interview, and so on and so forth.
All right, then may I go get to her, like what you said, July 31st.
Yes. Sir. All right, gentlemen. So you guys enjoy the rest. You guys enjoy the rest
Same
of
to
your
you
Sunday.
guys.
All right.
All right.
Blessings.